Good morning. Saturday, 24th of January. So we're approaching the end of January 2026. Here in Doha, the weather right now is magnificent. It's about 22 degrees Celsius, so kind of mid 70s if you're a Fahrenheit type person. Clear skies, visibility pretty good, magnificent. To those in Europe or in a good portion of the United States, get some pretty cold weather going on right now. To my friend Shifty in Dallas, be safe, be careful. Ice and snow in places where people aren't used to it, just be very careful. Thinking of your brother, miss you. Today, we are going to talk about another one of my Venezianicos. Venezianico, I'm still not 100% sure how I should be pronouncing that. My apologies, Alberto and Alessandro. I'm a dummy. So we're going to take a look at this one, talk about it. For me, it has Moser vibes for the Vantablack, but certainly not the $20,000 plus price tag. So is this a nice dress watch? Is this a Moser competitor? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Hey, thanks for joining me. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. If you like, please subscribe, comment. I have received some comments recently. I really enjoy that, and with all sincerity, even the ones that offer constructive criticism, of course I want those ones. I'd like to get better at what I'm doing here. I know I got a long way to go, but as they used to say on a 90s, I think it was a 90s television program, for the middle-aged man with his pot belly, I'm working on it. Sounds familiar. Anyway, before we get started, quick wrist check. Today, I have got my Revelo Gentis with a gold dial. I'm going to do a video on this one fairly soon. It's not a brand new model that they're offering. They have offered it for quite some time. But I really like this one. I think it's a good quality watch, nice looks, affordable price. You know, fills a niche in the watch box and on the wrist. Additionally today, I just bought my son a little gift, and he is a big Datejust fan, so I got him a wall clock. I don't know exactly off the top of my head here which company I bought it from. As I often do, it was kind of a spur of the moment purchase. I saw it on Instagram and ordered him one. He's a big fan of the Wimbledon dial, so I thought that would look really nice on his wall. So we've talked about Venezianico on several of my videos. I'm a big fan. I think they're getting more and more recognition across the watch community, across the industry. They were an award winner last year for their Utopia. They have just offered for pre-order their Utopia 2. Comes in two dials, a gold and a silver. Those have Italian design, hand guilloche dials, and an Italian movement that they had customed exclusively for themselves. This new one is called the V5001 with some upgrades over the previous, which was a 5000. And this watch looks absolutely magnificent. It's about 4,500 euros. I think it's 5,500 US for this one, and looks fabulous. And in terms of Venezianico and their products, they've received an endorsement recently from one of the really, really big names in the YouTube watch community. None other than Nico himself. I think that's kind of cool. Obviously, there's going to be very few people that hear anything from me. Don't have very many subscribers. My views aren't very high. I'd like to get them higher, but it is what it is at the moment. Nico, however, gets tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views. And Alessandro, I think that his endorsement and his identifying your company is going to do wonders for your business. And I hope so. I wish you all the best. Let's take a good close look at the Venezianico Redentore Ultrablack. That is this one. I'll give you a wrist shot here a little bit later on. Now this watch, with that muso-black paint, which absorbs greater than 99% of all the light photons that are striking the dial, doesn't get an awful lot of reflections off of it, is available in several of their models. The Redentore, obviously the one I have here, and Arsenale, which is a little bit dressier of their watches. And then it's also available, I believe, in a Neride, the dive watch. Now, the first watch that I really fell in love with was the Moser Vantablack. H. Moser makes some of the finest watches in the world. Great designs, great craftsmanship. The skill that goes into making those watches is otherworldly, on par with companies like Patek, Lange, Moritz Grossman. I mean, high-end horology and watchmaking. That being said, it's also reflected in the price. And if it's between I can buy a watch or a car, well, with my income, it's going to have to be the car. Would I like a Moser? Absolutely would. Am I going to get one day? Possibly. Right now? Sadly, no. But when I saw the muso-black paint and I saw the Redentore Ultrablack, it does scratch that itch a little bit for that elegant, minimalistic, completely blacked out dial. As we look at the watch, let's talk a little bit about the dimensions. It's listed as a 40 millimeter. It's actually a little bit bigger than that. I measured it at 40.5 millimeters with my calipers, and that does not include the crown guards. However, when I look at watch companies saying this is the size of their watch, I don't look at it as a hard and fast specification, more of a class. If it's a couple of tenths one way or another beyond the actual rounded millimeter size they say, that doesn't bother me at all. It's a class. It's a 40 millimeter class watch. In terms of thickness, I measure this at a little bit over 11 millimeters. Lug to lug is about 46, and it comes on a rubber strap. A metal bracelet, I think it's a Sansovino, is available for this. It does cost extra, but you can wear this on a bracelet or any 20 millimeter standard width lug strap. For me, I'm thinking about a leather, black leather, or maybe even a black alligator. Because of the minimalistic look of the dial, a little bit more of a dressy strap could be a good match. Now the case itself is 316L stainless steel. It is polished along the bezel, has longitudinal brushing on the sides, and that brushing looks absolutely beautiful. The case sweeps nicely into the lugs. The lugs are squared off at the tips, but they do not have any sharp edges to dig into your arm. It wears very nicely, very comfortably. Obviously, the dial is the centerpiece of this watch. It is completely minimal. There are no indices, there's no printing, there are no other markings on it, no date window. It is just the flat, deep black with 3 highly polished hands, Dauphine hands for the hour and minute hands, and a needle for your second hands. The only other item on that dial is the applied Venezianico logo, the cross. And for me, I find that this gives this watch an incredible sense of elegance. The bezel is thin and highly polished, going into a domed sapphire crystal. It does have anti-reflective coating on it, and it's beautiful. It's a nice integration with the overall look to the watch. We did allude to the crown guards that are there. It is a pull-out crown. It's my dog playing with his toys. Hello, Mocha. It's pull-out. It offers 50 meters of water resistance. But again, as a dress watch, you don't really look for tool specifications. Now, legibility. Very difficult to set the exact time because there aren't any minute markers on it. But again, for a dress watch, I'm looking to be kind of in the ballpark for what time it is. I don't need atomic clock accuracy on my dress watch. I'm not synchronizing watches. I don't have a time over target that I need to meet. I don't have a push time or anything like that that I have in aviation. It's a dress watch. It looks good, it wears good, it goes nicely with whatever my outfit is that I'm wearing. Looking at the case back of the watch, it is a solid case back, it is screwed down, and it has a really nice engraving, which is typical for most of the Venezianico line. They have an engraving of something that has to do with Venice, which is kind of their home stomping ground. This particular one is of a satellite orbiting a planet. Now, as we said, this comes on a rubber strap. It fits quite nicely. It has a fixed keeper and one free keeper. So depending on how much of the end of the strap is fed through the pin buckle, you have plenty of room there to keep it confined and not sticking out and catching on things. For me, I ended up putting it into the very first hole, so I even have to bend it over to fit it into that fixed keeper. So the other keeper just kind of slides around on the strap for me, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you have big chunky wrists, I guess. A slightly longer strap would be awesome, but this works just fine. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. But like I said, I do plan to probably swap this out. However, it does not have quick release spring bars, so a tool is going to be required. And the rubber ends of that strap go right up, nestled very closely to the inner portion of the lugs. So there's not an awful lot of room there to get the spring bar tool in order to release it. This model does not have drilled lugs, so removal from that mechanism is not an option for you. So if you do swap this out, be very careful that you don't scratch the watch. This movement keeps really good time. I'll put it on the time grapher, we'll take a look at it. I'm anticipating right now that it should be somewhere in the vicinity of about 8 or 9 seconds, but I'll put that up on the screen so you can take a look. Summary for the Redentore Ultrablack. I think this is a fine watch. I think it is very, very nicely built. It is nicely designed. It is beautifully executed, and it keeps really good time. And the price is very affordable. This model is around $700, a little bit less. If you step up to the Arsenale, that one is a little under 900. And your Nerides, the dived style, those are probably a little over 1,000. I have to check exactly. But this watch, I think, is a superb value. Some downsides. We mentioned the bracelet is extra if you want that. It does require a tool to swap out the strap. None of those, to me, are of any significant consequence. It does, because of the highly polished nature of this and the fact that the sapphire does not have any anti-fingerprint coating on it, it does get smudged quite frequently. You find yourself polishing it and cleaning it on quite a regular basis. But if you've got it on your wrist and it is under the sleeve of your shirt or your jacket, it's not going to get smudged. Give it a quick wipe before you go out, and the thing is going to look great all evening long. I want something that looks good, has great finishing, that is nicely polished, so that when I wear it on a dress occasion, it looks appropriate for what I'm wearing. As I've said previously, I'm very metro, as you can tell. But I do like my watch to match my outfit and make a nice synergistic flow with what I'm wearing. Yeah. As far as my usual closing, as always, I will say, I want you to be happy. I want you to be well. I want you to be kind to others and tolerant of others. But as I emphasized last time, what I really want is for you to also be safe. Whether it's because of the weather, whether it's because of crime or other safety concerns, whether it's on the streets. I want people to be safe and be smart. Don't put yourself into a situation where something bad can happen and you have some serious regrets. Please. There's so much good in life to enjoy. Not that we can't talk about things that may not be fair or just, but just be careful about how you present that so that you don't find yourself regretting your actions later on, whether it be from injury, from embarrassment, from harassment, or from financial loss. Just make wise choices. I can probably take my own advice. Anyway, thanks again for being here. I hope to see you again next time. Please leave a comment. Love to hear it. And as with every single time, I'll see you next time. All right. Take care. Cheers.